In India, we have seen the rise of the right after globalization took roots. And the right thrives on hatred, it thrives on fanaticism, it thrives on mutating every category within which our lives are organized. Definitely in the United States, the new intolerance and blindness, because you can only have fanaticism in a society which has stopped being a reflective society, which has stopped being a society that looks at affairs, its own experience, its own changing situation with some kind of depth of understanding. Fanaticism is literally the reflection of lack of any kind of thinking. It's a reflection of unthinking societies. And when fanaticism becomes the rule, it is nurturing those tendencies in societies to block people from participating in their own governance by taking them down a track of shutting out and suspending any intelligent reflection and engagement with world processes, national processes, and local processes. And fanaticism and fascism has always been reason for worry, because you can debate and dialogue with someone who is thinking. You can know difference in positions has never been a problem in society. Difference in positions has always had a resolution through dialogue. Fanaticism blocks the possibility of dialogue and feedback. You have a certain belief, it's not matching with the reality, you have a possibility of feedback. Fanaticism blocks feedback. And so you have constantly self-fulfilling prophecies saying, the problem is a clash of civilization, and you then engender a clash of civilization. The problem is people are lazy, otherwise we would have more employment, and you basically throw more and more people out of work. And you constantly create the scenario which you predict is the basis of why you're assuming what you're assuming. Globalization has been an agenda of US administrations through their republic and democratic periods. And in fact, when we look at the United States, in terms of economic policy, there isn't that much of a difference in terms of how the rest of the world is treated. After all, the imposition on Enron, the imposition of a Monsanto, all these impositions of the worst of US corporations were done during democratic rule. The difference really is that on the one hand, domestically, the correction processes within American societies become less possible under the new tendencies of fascism in this society. And the second is, fascism here does give new support to fascist tendencies in other societies. That is where there is a huge difference in the political domain. But the politics that is linked to the economics of it is very, very similar between the two parties. And that's why we need a political shift and through reclaiming economic democracy worldwide. I call this Earth democracy. Earth democracy because we need to relink economics and politics once again. And we need to relink economics and politics back to people and de-link them from corporations. That amazing marriage of both our electoral processes and our economic processes in the hands of corporations, which is disenfranchising people both economically and politically, and then creating the possibilities of all these horrible tendencies of violence and militarism and fascism to become the norm everywhere, with each fascism feeding the other fascism. That, I think, is the really worrying part, which we need to make a big shift out of.